Welcome to a new episode of Norway Perspectives, brought to you by Norway Relocation Group, helping you move smarter, settle faster, and thrive in Norway. If you're planning to move to Norway, one of the first and most important things you'll want to do is find a job. But how do you actually get hired in Norway as a foreigner? In today's episode, we'll walk you through a step-by-step guide to getting a job in Norway in 2025, covering everything from the types of jobs available, the application process, where to look, and how to stand out. Let's begin. 1. What kind of jobs are available for foreigners in Norway? Norway has a strong, stable economy. While it's a relatively small job market compared to countries like the US or Germany, there are many industries that actively need skilled workers. These include healthcare, nurses, doctors, care workers, IT and tech, software developers, data analysts, UX designers, construction and skilled trades, electricians, carpenters, machine operators, oil, gas, and green energy teaching, especially for foreign languages or international schools, logistics and transport, hospitality and tourism, especially in seasonal areas like the fjords and Arctic North. If you have strong qualifications, speak English, and ideally some Norwegian, you have a good chance, especially in areas with labor shortages. 2. Where to search for jobs in Norway. The best way to begin your job search is online. Here are the most popular and trusted platforms in Norway. No. The largest job site in Norway, used by both companies and private recruiters. Nav.no, the government's labor and welfare portal. This site also lists open jobs and offers support for job seekers. Jobnorg.no, great for public sector, university, and research positions. LinkedIn. Many companies post jobs and use it for recruitment. Make sure your profile is updated. EURES, the European Job Mobility Portal. Useful if you are an EU or EEA citizen. Many companies also advertise jobs on their own websites, so if you know who you want to work for, go directly to their career pages. Also, don't underestimate the power of networking. In Norway, many jobs are filled through referrals or internal contacts. 3. How to prepare a Norwegian job application. Now let's talk about how to actually apply. In Norway, a job application usually includes a CV, resume, 1 to 2 pages, clear and to the point, a cover letter, usually 1 page, customized for the position. Sometimes copies of certificates or diplomas, especially for formal roles. Your CV should be simple, factual, and easy to scan. Focus on work experience, education, languages, digital skills, or certifications. Avoid long personal statements or overly flowery language. Norwegian employers appreciate professionalism and directness. The cover letter is your chance to explain why you want the job, how your experience matches, why you're interested in Norway or that company specifically. Keep your tone friendly, confident, and not too self-promotional. In Norway, humility is respected, even in job applications. 4. Do you need to speak Norwegian to get a job? This is a very common question. The answer is not always, but it definitely helps. Many companies, especially in IT, engineering, or international sectors, operate in English. However, speaking Norwegian gives you a huge advantage, not only when applying, but also when it comes to working in teams, understanding contracts, and integrating socially. Even if you're applying for an English-speaking role, showing that you're learning Norwegian signals that you're committed to staying and contributing. If you're serious about working in Norway long-term, we strongly recommend starting Norwegian classes as early as possible. If you're looking for high-quality courses, check out NLS Norwegian Language School at nlsnorwegian.no. 5. What documents do you need to work in Norway? If you're from an EU or EEA country, you do not need a work permit, but you still need to register with the Norwegian authorities once you arrive. If you're from outside the EU, you'll need a residence permit for work. This usually requires a confirmed job offer, a signed employment contract, proof of qualifications. Your employer often assists with the application process. Work permits are issued by UDI, the Norwegian Directorate of Immigration. Processing times vary but can take several weeks or longer, so apply as early as possible. Once approved, you'll also need a D number or fødselsnummer to open a bank account, get paid, and access public services. 6. How do job interviews work in Norway? Norwegian job interviews are generally friendly and professional, with a strong focus on practical skills, teamwork, and communication. Expect questions like, can you describe your past experience with similar tasks? Why are you interested in this company? How do you handle deadlines or challenges? Do you plan to stay in Norway long term? Interviewers value honesty, clarity, and humility. Don't oversell yourself, but don't downplay your abilities either. Just be natural and well prepared. For some roles, you may be asked to do a case study or a short task as part of the interview process. Always follow up with a short thank you message after the interview. It's appreciated, even in Norway. 7. Temporary work and first jobs. If you're struggling to find full-time work, consider starting with temporary agency work, vikarbeiroa, seasonal jobs in tourism, agriculture, or hospitality. Internships or practice placements, often unpaid but good for building local experience. These roles help you gain local references, learn workplace culture, practice your Norwegian, and make new connections. Common temp agencies in Norway include Manpower, Adecco, Kelly Services, and Randstad. 8. Top tips for success in the Norwegian job market. Here's a quick summary of strategies that can improve your chances. Localize your CV and cover letter to match Norwegian standards. Start learning Norwegian, even just basic phrases. Be proactive. Reach out to companies even if they don't have open roles. Network. Join professional associations, LinkedIn groups, or attend meetups. Stay persistent. The hiring process can be slow, and rejection is common. Prepare for cultural differences. Expect less formality and more directness. Most importantly, don't get discouraged. It often takes time, but with the right approach, many foreigners do find meaningful work in Norway. Final thoughts. So, can you get a job in Norway as a foreigner? Absolutely. But it takes the right qualifications, a localized application, persistence, and a willingness to learn and adapt. If you're well prepared and patient, Norway can be an excellent place to build a stable, well-paid, and meaningful career, while enjoying a high quality of life. Norway Perspectives is brought to you by Norway Relocation Group. We help people from around the world relocate, find housing, understand paperwork, and navigate the real-life details of starting over in Norway. If this episode helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's thinking about working in Norway. And if you're ready to start learning Norwegian, check out NLS Norwegian Language School at NLS Norwegian. No thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of Norway Perspectives.